There are just three things you need to consider if you're trying to decide between the TVS Ronin and the Royal Enfield Hunter. They're staggeringly similar in a number of ways, including price. But as I said in my previous video, I find these two a little boring. For all my admiration of TVS engineering, of the feel of Enfield's bikes, these two don't float my boat. So the short version, the Ronin's better in the city. It's easier to ride, it's less work, and if you're into loud bikes, you're going to like it. The Hunter, it has more character than the Ronin, but it's a little bit more work. But once you're up to speed, then it does everything better than the Ronin. And since you're still here, I'll assume that you want the long version. I said staggeringly similar, right? They have the same price, like identical. TVS has a slip assist clutch, some hardware and connectivity options on the top model included in the price. Royal Enfield would like you to pay to match that spec, but that aside, they're effectively the same price. The Ronin's better at low speeds, the Hunter's better at high speeds, and you can see these in the test numbers at Zig Wheels or Autocar India if you like. TVS's 20 kilo weight advantage and Royal Enfield's 125cc larger engine equals 0. They also have similar brakes. Neither is amazing, both are adequate. This is true in the corners as well. The Ronin can feel lighter to steer and turn, but both are simple machines to ride. And for riders of all ages, from young to dark, these bikes will not present a challenge. So the only difference up to this point are the tires. The Hunter Seats are noticeably worse than the TVS's. The Royal Enfield's wiring, especially around the headstock, is an eyesore. The Hunter, the edges of the horse logo are peeling. Some panels could have cleaner edges. It's a draw. Not in the sense of an attraction, no. There's no winner. First, comfort. The Ronin's foot pegs are a little bit ahead of where I would like, but the suspension, on most roads, it smoothens things out wonderfully. This presumes good roads and low speeds, because the Showas don't really know what to do with larger bumps, and it gets worse as you go faster. The Hunter is more consistent. The rear shocks just about work. They're always jittering about, mildly bumping you off the seat on everything except the smoothest of roads. Shocking especially because the front end doesn't feel so bad. This is what I'd like you to watch out for the most at your test rides. I must say, this is a little unexpected from both the brands. Second, service network. The common streams I've seen, at Powerit for example, say that TVS riders are more likely to complain about service quality than Royal Enfield riders. This is anecdotal, but I've also seen it across a series of videos, so keep this in mind. I can't honestly say that you won't be able to live with one or the other. They're pleasant motorcycles, especially if you ride slow. I have idea level issues with both, and that's the other video I made. But if you bought one or in the process of buying one, I think you'll be okay. I'm not commenting on the Ronin's design for just one reason. I already did in the other video. And I'm still digesting this. The Hunter, on the other hand, that's just flat out good looking. What I'm cribbing about is that I find the both of them a bit dull. And I find that strange. Because the RTR 204V below the Ronin's price and the Classic 350 above the Hunter both do feeling and emotion so well that they outperform their spec sheets. I wanted the Hunter and Ronin to be a lot more involving. The Ronin is easy to ride, like a commuter. But would you want a 225cc commuter? Would I not want something that feels a lot more special? The Hunter is a lighter, slightly sportier Royal Enfield. But wouldn't I want sporty and light to go faster as well? The fact that the Ronin loses its grip on refinement starting at about 65 The Hunter, it does that at 85. It really limits what you could do with these machines outside the city, which for a 225, 350, I don't think that fits very well into a one-bike garage with dreams and ambition. My surprise is, both these brands make a series of amazing motorcycles as a rule, so these two stick out. And yes, that is a subjective statement, but don't take my word for it. Go get test rides. Royal Enfield anecdotally outperforms TVS on this. But once you're done with the test ride, do tell us what you thought. Once the test ride raises questions, leave us a comment here, send us an Instagram DM, whatever's easy. We'll help you out. I can understand that this kind of review can feel like I'm killing a dream. 150cc guy, looking up. The dream is finally within reach, you finally got the money. To you I say, hold your standards high. Buy what you want, including these two. Buy it because you want it, not because you can afford it. Put a gun to my head. I'd pick the Hunter sportier approach. Take the gun away. I'd get an RTR 200 4V for the fast stuff. And if I was okay with slow instead, I'd get a classic 350. What would I change? I'd ask TVS to make a TVS, a Zep with pep. The Ronin has elements of 3 retro bikes mashed up in there. And don't even get me started on that fake belt drive chain cover thing. I would ask Royal Enfield why there isn't a J-series engine with a second state of tune that allows refinement and genuine thrust in the higher revs. Are we making a normal street bike type thing? Let's put our heart into it. From a certain perspective, the whole thing is backwards. Royal Enfield wanted to make a less traditional bike with the Hunter. 17-inch wheels, low saddle height, lightweight, they almost got there. The J-series is tremendous on the classic 350. But motorcycles, they're a jigsaw puzzle. And on the Hunter, the piece doesn't fit. And TVS, they wanted to make a bike more like a Royal Enfield. Not a unique ambition. Honda makes the CB350, Classic Legends makes a whole bunch of them, the Dominar ads were targeted at them, and now it's the TVS Ronin's turn. And guess what? The do-it-all, reasonably priced, well-made, desirable 350cc street naked, it's still around the corner.